Hi, kids. What time is it? All together now? It's story time. All right. I hope you guys are as happy to be here as I am to have you here. You know, this to me is the closest thing to having you all here with me at the same time. So, your grandpa is really enjoying this a lot. I am just so happy that you all made it. First of all, let me thank Ariel, Juliet, and Audrey for that great video you sent me about our last story time. And I really appreciate that. Any of you guys out there care to send me your videos? I'd look forward to that. Thanks a lot. Okay, it is, here's the roll call time. This time I'm going to start from the back. Okay, when you hear your name, raise your hand and say, here.
Your Pandora Premium session has
Kalea.
but all your playlist songs and albums will be
Lauren.
when you return. Search and play music on demand.
Aiden.
Another session or upgrade anytime.
Hi, Aiden. Yeah. Ariel. Juliet. Audrey. JJ. Cheech. Talia. We all here? Fantastic. We're going to have a great time today. Today's book is called Grumpy Monkey. Can you see that? Grumpy Monkey. It's written by Suzanne Lang. Any of you guys know a grumpy monkey? Look around and see if you see a grumpy monkey near you somewhere. Or do you ever see a grumpy monkey when you look in the mirror? Huh. Being grumpy is not necessarily a good thing. Let's see what happens to the grumpy monkey. Grumpy Monkey. Oh, nice book. A picture of I don't know if you can see this little banana down there in the corner. I guess that's kind of a indication that we're about to deal with a monkey. Okay. Grumpy Monkey. Let me get up here close so you can see the pretty picture. Appears to be the monkey hanging there on the tree. It says, one wonderful day, Jim Pansy woke to discover that nothing was right. Jim Pansy. So his name is Jim Pansy. That's interesting. So he's actually Jim Pansy the chimpanzee. How convenient. Okay. He woke up and found out that nothing is right. That's really the sign of a grumpy person, where just nothing seems to be going right. Well, that's the way this guy woke up. Well, what was wrong? It says right here, the sun was too bright, the sky was too blue, the bananas were too sweet. Oh man, he's grumpy about everything. Wow. Jim was confused. What's going on? Maybe you're grumpy, suggested Norman from next door. Okay, so this is Norman, Jim Pansy's next door neighbor. Norman looks like a gorilla, so he kind of figured it out right away that Jim is grumpy. Well, what's Jim's reply to that? I'm not jumpy, Jim insisted. Wow, how can you be so grumpy and say you're not grumpy? It sounds like he's not being honest with himself. You know, that's what some people call, he's denying that he's grumpy or in denial. Yeah, I mean, I'm not grumpy. Well, he's complaining about the sky being too blue, the bananas being too sweet. On his walk, he met Marabou. Jim's grumpy, Norman told Marabou. Why are you jumpy, Jim? Asked Marabou. It's such a wonderful day. But look how you're standing, Marabou said. It's true, said Norman. You're all hunched. So Jim loosened up. Okay, they think I'm grumpy. I'll get all loose then, all right? Okay. Then he ran into Lemur. There's Lemur up there in the tree. Jim's grumpy, Norman told Lemur. Why are you grumpy, Lemur? Jim? Lemur asked Lemur. It's such a wonderful day. Grumpy? Me? I'm not grumpy, Jim said. Wow. He's still insisting that he's not grumpy. Well, you know, that right there is a problem when you can't. The first, you know, this is kind of like a life lesson. The first step to solving a problem is recognizing you've got a problem and stop denying it, okay? Your eyebrows look grumpy, said Lemur. It's true, said Norman. They're all bunched up. So eyebrow, boy, that's the sign of a grumpy person, all right, I would think. So, what did Jim do? He raised his eyebrows. I'll show him I'm not grumpy. Well. Then he tripped over Snake. I guess Snake was, you know, down there on the ground and you're walking along and you trip over him. Oh, no, Norman says. This is the last thing you need when you're feeling grumpy. Grumpy? Me? I'm not grumpy, said Jim. Then why that frown, said Snake. I think it's because he tripped over you, whispered Norman to Snake. So Jim put on a smile. Okay, you think I'm grumpy? How about now? Okay. Finally, Jim looked happy. There he is. He's not hunched. His eyes are all wide open. His smile on. But he's not really being true to himself, is he? But he didn't feel happy inside. Everyone wanted Jim to enjoy the beautiful day. You should sing with us, said the birds. Jim didn't feel like singing. You should swing with us, said the monkeys. Jim didn't feel like swinging. You should roll with us, said the zebra. Jim didn't feel like rolling. You should stroll with us, said the peacocks. But Jim didn't feel like strolling. You should lie in the grass. You should stomp your feet. You should take a bath and make a splash. You should hug someone. You should laugh. You should take a nap. You should eat old meat. Or some honey. I guess this bird is used to eating old meat that he finds on the ground and he thinks it's pretty good, so he's suggesting that Jim try it. I wouldn't do that if I was you. You should jump up and down. Obviously, that's what the frog is saying. You should sit in the sun. And the porcupine says, you should dance. But Jim didn't feel like doing any of that. I'm not grumpy, shouted Jim as he beat his chest. Wow, look at all of the animals looking at him. And Jim stomped off. So he's just stomping out of there, just as grumpy as he could possibly be, even though he's denying it. So there he is, sitting alone here under a tree. And maybe it's finally occurring to him what he's doing and how his friends are being affected. You know, he seems like he's thinking about it. Says here, Jim felt sorry, a little sorry for shouting at everyone, but mostly sorry for himself. I guess I am grumpy, sighed Jim. And just as he was starting to feel really sad, he came upon Norman. Norman was slumped. His eyebrows were bunched up, and he was frowning. What's the matter? Are you grumpy? Asked Jim. No. I danced with Porcupine, said Norman. Look at that. He's got all these little porcupine quills sticking in his backside. So, I guess dancing with Porcupine wasn't a great idea. Okay. Are you okay? Asked Jim. It hurts, but I'll probably feel better soon enough, said Norman. Are you still grumpy? Yes, said Jim, but I'll probably feel better soon enough, too. For now, I need to be grumpy. It's a wonderful day to be grumpy, said Norman, and Jim agreed. And he already felt a little better. So sometimes it takes a little time to get over grumpiness. But the important thing is think about it. Think about how it's affecting the people that love you. You know, nobody wants you to be grumpy. You know. So anyway, I think that was quite an interesting book. The Grumpy Monkey. Hope you like that, huh? I loved you guys so much. You just bring so much pleasure to me, and I really enjoy doing these videos for you. So until next time, keep in mind, you are strong, you are smart, and most of all, you are loved. See you soon.